Before the break, I asked, in what year did the points system on your licence come into effect? The answer is November 1982.
It is sleek, powerful and instantly recognisable, and it's not afraid to advertise its deadly potential. But if you think I'm going to get any closer to him, then you've got another thing coming. Oh no, I like my Cobras to have a wheel at each corner and no hood. I'm told that this one has striking performance. That's not quite what I had in mind. Anyway, I reckon we're in for a wild ride, so do you fancy coming along? Shelby, the man that conceived of the quite magnificent AC Cobra, or the Shelby Cobra as he would presumably prefer it to be referred to as, he was a great American showman in the tradition of P.T. Barnum or Colonel Tom Parker. He managed to convince both AC Cars of Great Britain and the Ford Motor Company of Detroit, Michigan that building the Cobra would be a good idea, shoving one of Ford's giant V8 high output engines into the somewhat slender chassis of an ACX would produce a car that became a legend, and of course it has. And they're still building it today. So for £60,000 you get a car that brilliantly evokes the Cobras of the 60s, even though instead of relying on massive capacity 427 cubic inches to provide the immense propulsion that's available in what is a tiny car, really. I mean, look at the size of it. It's almost like a glorified dodgem car. Instead, we've only got 3.5 litres. That's the 212 in 212 SC. The SC, by the way, stands for Street and Competition. The whole idea of the Cobra being very much in the sports car tradition. A car that you could drive on the road to the track, stick your racing numbers on it, tape up the glass, strap on your helmet and off you go. We've only got 3.5 litres, but we've got 350 brake horsepower. Oh yes, because we actually have twin turbo Lotus power. It's the V8, the same engine that's in the Esprit V8, and I think it also features in the new Jensen, and it sounds absolutely awesome. Every aspect of the styling of this legendary motor car is imprinted on the memory of petrol heads the world over. But this new Cobra has been built with a combination of that iconic styling, but also with 21st century technology, because there are lots of roadsters out there now to compete with. So that body is the same shape as the 60s Cobra, but if you look at the body closely, there's a clue as to what it's made from. It ripples, and that's because it's carbon fibre. It's mounted on a tubular steel ladder frame chassis, and with 350 horsepower on tap, it's an awesome power to weight ratio. The body is in fact the largest single carbon fibre moulding in the world of motoring. It's hard to think what it's competing with. I suppose TVR, I suppose Marcos, other low volume specialist V8 engined British built sports racing cars. I really don't think it's competing with the likes of Porsche, Ferrari, the sort of manufacturers of more sophisticated, more civilised, less immediate, more ergonomically correct motor cars. I mean, look at it. It's just got a flat dash with some pretty nasty looking Ford clocks. There's nothing wrong with them. They're straight out of a Fiesta or something like that. But look at the wheel, tiny little wheel. I'm squashed up right against the dash. There's no weather protection. I've just got this aero screen and a couple of adjustable side screens here. Incredibly 60s, pure 60s style. The people that build these cars have realised that speed is not about a figure on a dial. Speed is about sensation of speed, the feel, the sound, the smell, the noise. It's all about that. It's all about what happens when you put your foot down in this car and you look out over that legendary, through this little aero screen, past those ridiculous diddy little trio of windscreen wipers, down that muscle car bonnet, past that great big whacking air scoop in the middle of it, and the sound and the feel. It's addictive, I'll tell you what. It's just a brutal, big, badass, brutal sports car. When a car is capable of delivering this much raw excitement, it seems almost criminal to keep it to yourself, especially when it's got 2 seats. Come on, get in, sit down, put your seatbelt on, stop spitting. It's rude.